Do you want to know how to connect to the internet on your next overseas trip? Are you tired of carrying so many gadgets when you travel? I've got you covered. I'll share with you my top must-have travel gadgets that I used on my last 3 overseas trips, from tech essentials that keep you connected to gadgets that help make flights just that little bit more tolerable. So stick around until the end and I will share with you my minimal setup on how to get the best vacation photos without carrying a big camera. Now, let's get started with items that I use on the plane. Actually, before I even get on the plane, I slip one of these Apple AirTags into my suitcase, and this is a waterproof case that I have it in. Now, this has saved my bacon on my last trip because my suitcase didn't keep up with me and I was able to track where it was at from the airport in Toronto to Italy and then finally to the port in Croatia. I was able to relay the information of where my suitcase was to the ship manager and she was able to make arrangements to have my suitcase delivered at the next available port. So I highly recommend having an AirTag. I also use one in my carry-on in my backpack because I just don't want that going missing or out of my sight. So I have 2 Apple AirTags and you can find the equivalent to Android or whatever system you're on. Now the other items are a set of 4 and somebody put the fear of God in me. I don't know who it was. I don't remember. And I heard that at the airports, the charging stations are now being hacked. So I went and bought this set of 4 data blockers. I don't know if you can see all the different options here. But these are all data blockers, and what you do is you plug your phone or your computer, your device into this before plugging it into the charging station. So it may be true, it may not be true. These were not expensive, and for my peace of mind, it was a great investment. So my next favorite device is the Airfly. I use this on the airplane with my iPods Pro, so I can listen to movies and whatever else without the cable, the headphones with the bad sound and bad connection. I can simply use my own Airpods Pro, which have amazing noise cancellation. They are actually better than my Beats. So I won't be traveling with my Beats anymore. It's going to be this little tiny box of Airpods Pro. And I also used the Airfly on my walking tours. I just plugged it into my QuietVox and used my AirPods Pro. But I do have to remind you, if you buy this, that charge it every single night because it doesn't last more than a day. So definitely you do need to recharge this at the end of each day. But I always get caught up in the wires, and if I'm grabbing my camera or my phone, I snag it and pull it out of my ear and have to put it back in. So this was a super great solution for myself. Give it a try. I'd like to know what you think if this has worked for you as well. So the other item I like to travel with is my own water bottle, and this is the Lark water bottle, and it is a water purifying water bottle, and you just tap the top and it'll purify the water. Because sometimes I don't know what the water's like in the country I'm visiting, so this is super handy to have. And everybody nowadays is traveling with a water bottle. It's a good investment. The link is below, so you can read up on all the details of how it purifies the water and all of those different specs. Now, you can't put this in your suitcase. You can put the base in your suitcase, but not the cap because it has the rechargeable battery in it. Now, the next thing I like to travel with is my Amazon Kindle. This holds thousands and thousands of books. So instead of me carrying a whole bunch of books like this that are this thick, I also bought the Kindle version, so I can carry this with me instead. Super easy to do and switch between the Kindle version, the Audible version, so I can listen to it in my headphones, and then when I want to read, I will open up my Kindle and it will continue the same story, the same book, whatever I've purchased on both platforms. And one of my favorite purchases from the last few years is, I'm going to call it the octopus cable. It's a 6-foot long cable with 4 different ends on it. And you can get this for iPhone or for Android or for whatever device you have, I'm sure. This is obviously the iPhone version. I can charge my watch, I can charge my iPad, my phone, and whatever other devices. I do have some adapters that I can switch it up as I need it. And then I also use this paired with this Anker charger. So this is just a simple charger with the USB and then 2 more slots. So I can also charge everything I need just right here with this simple package. My other favorite device that I now can't live without is this Sandisk backup drive. So this is for the iPhone, and I can plug it into my phone and copy photos and videos off of it, and then plug it into my computer or to my iPad and offload the images. So I suggest that if you're going to be traveling with mostly your phone as your main camera, then buy a backup drive, because you don't want to be that person that I was when all of a sudden I'm ready to capture that video of that most amazing moment and my camera's full and I can't do anything with it. And I don't have my camera with me. I'm only using my phone and I'm stuck and I missed that opportunity. So what I do at the end of each day is offload my photos and videos, because I shoot at the highest resolution and they take up a lot of space. So this has been a lifesaver for me, and I just carry this with me in my purse and it's perfect. Now let's talk about connectivity. Now the first option I tested is the Airalo SIM card, which is an embedded SIM. With an eSIM, you don't need any other devices, so this is a great option if you want a connection on one phone. You need to set this up before you leave home and while you're on a strong internet connection. Then it's activated when you arrive in your new country, and switch over to that new eSIM. If you're not technically inclined, this could be a challenge to set up, though they do have great step-by-step instructions. If you want to use this option, make sure your device is eSIM compatible. If you have a newer iPhone, iPad, Android phone, or tablet, they will most likely be compatible. The Airalo website has a long list of compatible devices, and I'll link that below. Now, the GlocalMe portable hotspot was amazing. If you're traveling with more than one person, this is a great portable hotspot. You don't need a SIM card, but there is a slot if you choose to use one. You just buy credits prior to your trip and apply them through your phone app. I love the large screen and how flexible the plans are. And this is Android based, so it's super easy to use. There's a pay-as-you-go plan, individual package for single country, multi-country or regional packages, and global packages are all available. The GlocalMe hotspot is good for up to 10 devices, so it was great for me to connect my iPad and my phone, and also to do a little bit of testing out in some ancient Greek ruins in Olympia. So I wanted to just see how good of a connection it would work when I was out and about walking around, as well as the Airalo eSIM. So both worked great. I have nothing bad to say about either one of them. It's just all about choices and options which would work best in your situation. Before I connect to anything, I use a Surfshark VPN. So it's a virtual private network that helps protect your computer and your phone and your data. And I use it on my phone, my computer, my iPad before I connect to any internet on the ship or in a hotel or in a coffee shop, wherever it is outside of home. I use Surfshark to protect my data. Now, if you choose to bring a tripod with you, I recommend something small like this little tripod with the Bluetooth remote attached. It's really easy to set up, super simple, and it goes quite quite tall. Some places don't allow tripods, but they will allow short selfie sticks or gimbals. So you can always keep it super short like this, or in places that you are allowed, you can fully extend it. If you choose to use this particular one on the balcony of your ship or your hotel, just make sure it's secured so it doesn't blow away because it's quite lightweight. So yes, definitely make sure it's secured. On my last trip, I traveled with this gimbal, the DJI Osmo 6, Osmo Mobile 6, and it worked great. It also has a little mini tripod with it that I can set it up if I do need to have that. With the app, it does face tracking and all of that fun stuff. So some places don't allow for a tripod, but they will allow for a gimbal. And it just makes life a little bit easier if you want that steady footage. And if you choose not to, I did a little test with my phone. I mounted it in the window of my car and I drove down a bumpy road, and you can see from this footage how steady it is. So the newer phones have great stabilization, so that may be the best option as well. Now, I found that when I'm traveling, especially in Europe, I only needed this plug adapter. I didn't need the full power converter in the places that I went, but if by chance you do, I've put a link for a power converter as well. But these little, see this plug adapter, it works perfectly just to adapt a North American to the European. And I found that on the ship that I was on, there was North American plugins anyways and USB connectors, so I didn't need to worry about that, but I did bring this to extend my options with this and the Octopus cable. And that ship on the Viking cruise, there was lots of USB options. I could charge everything I needed every evening as I was going to sleep. I'd plug everything in and magically it was all charged up in the morning. Now for my minimal setup for the best vacation photos and videos without carrying a big camera. So I would suggest a new smartphone, iPhone, or whatever you may have, the Sandisk backup drive, Octopus cable, charger, Airfly, and Airpods Pro, of course, and the connectivity devices, the European or whatever country plugins or power converter, and then also your connection, which is the Airalo or the GlocalMe devices. And I will summarize all of that down below as well, just in case I'm talking too fast. Then you can have all the links below to my favorite devices. Now, if you want to go one step further, I suggest the Osmo Pocket 3 camera. It is so small and that's it, but it does come, if you buy the Creator Combo, it comes with this extra battery pack. It also comes with a mic. It does also have 3 built-in mics, and you just simply turn it on by flipping on the screen. Super easy to use, and it has face tracking. If you want to see the examples in low light conditions, check out my Butch Art Gardens video, because I did that at night walking around the magic of Christmas. So you'll see all the Christmas lights and see how good of a quality camera this is at nighttime. It's great. It's fairly stable, so you can walk around and it'll be smooth filming. So it's great to just slip into your pocket, and it comes with this little case for protecting the gimbal part, because it is fairly delicate. If you're not delicate with cameras, then this probably wouldn't be an option. Maybe a GoPro might be better, but this is a fabulous option, and the video quality is stunning, and it's so small. So that is my suggestion for carrying the least amount of gear that you can. And I'm going to be testing this out on my next cruise. Now, everything on my minimal camera list I can fit into this little case with my passport and a pen, and even attach my phone if I want to slip it in there. except for my Kindle. That won't fit in this little case. And I chose a color this time instead of black because I can find it in my bag easier. And I just pull it out when I get to my seat on the plane, drop it in the pocket in the seat back, and then I'm all set. I don't have to go digging around and rooting around in my bag after I'm already seated to try to find all these pieces that I'm looking for. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. And if you want me to dive deeper into any of these pieces, let me know. And also, yeah, I'll ask one more time if you will like and subscribe and ring that bell so you'll be notified of when my next tips and tricks and misadventures videos are published. Thank you.